When we dream of someone who has passed away, it is often a strange and haunting experience. Dreams, by their very nature, pull us into a realm where the ordinary boundaries of time and space become fluid, where the past mingles with the present, and where the soul seems to wander through the unseen corridors of existence. In such dreams, we may encounter the faces of those we loved and lost, people who once walked beside us, shared our joys, our struggles, our laughter and our tears, and when they appear in our dreams, it is as though the thin veil that separates the living from the dead has been momentarily lifted, allowing us a glimpse into a place beyond our understanding. But what does it mean when we dream of the departed? Is it merely a reflection of our own grief, our longing for their presence in our lives? Or could it be something more, a deeper truth about the nature of existence itself? In the realm of human thought, we often compartmentalize life and death, seeing them as opposing forces, two distinct states. Yet the truth is more complex. Perhaps death is not an absolute barrier, but a transition, a change that we, in our limited understanding, cannot fully comprehend. When we dream of someone who has passed, it is possible that our souls are not simply recalling the past, but are, in some mysterious way, connecting with the essence of that person who exists beyond the grave. The mind, in its vastness, can create visions of the past, but it is also capable of reaching into realms where time itself loses its meaning. In these moments, we might experience the presence of someone we have lost, as if they have not truly gone, but simply moved to another dimension, another place where we cannot follow. Yet their presence still lingers, not in a physical form, but as something intangible, perhaps a memory, a lesson, a spirit that continues to speak to us, even when the words are unspoken. There is something deeply comforting in the idea that death, rather than being an end, might be a continuation of a journey we are not yet equipped to fully understand. Could it be that, in our dreams, we are not simply recalling a person we once knew, but reaching across a great divide to commune with them in a place where death has no dominion? It is also worth considering that the appearance of the departed in our dreams may not be an invitation to dwell in the past, but rather a gentle nudge to awaken us to the lessons they left behind. Our loved ones, in their earthly lives, were teachers in their own way. Each of us has learned from them, whether through their wisdom, their kindness, or even their faults. When they appear in our dreams, it may be that they are offering us something more than a moment of nostalgia. They may be calling us to reflect on the ways they shaped us, the ways they helped us grow, and the ways their influence still lives within us. Perhaps, too, in dreaming of the departed, we are reminded that love, in its purest form, is not bound by time or space. Love, like the soul, transcends the limitations of the body, the frailties of human existence. When we dream of someone we have lost, it may be an affirmation that the bond we shared with them continues to exist, not in the physical realm, but in a deeper, more enduring way. Love, it seems, is not confined to the years we spend with someone in this life. It persists, like a river flowing beneath the surface, continuing on its course, even when the world above appears still and unchanged. There is a beauty in this thought, a quiet peace in the knowledge that the people we have lost are not truly gone from us. They may not walk beside us as they once did, but they remain part of us, woven into the very fabric of our being. Their memory, their love, their influence, These things cannot be erased by death, no matter how final it may appear. And so, when we dream of them, it is not simply a fleeting memory, but a reminder of something deeper, something that connects us to a reality beyond this one, a reality where death is not the end, but merely a passage. And in these dreams, perhaps we are called to ask ourselves, what is it that the departed want us to know? What lessons, unfinished thoughts, or quiet truths have they left behind? Maybe it is not enough to merely remember them. Perhaps we are meant to live as they lived, to carry forward the light they gave us, to honor them by continuing to grow in the ways they taught us. And in this, we begin to understand that they are not lost to us, but continue to shape our lives, guiding us through the quiet spaces where their voices can still be heard. But as we reflect on these dreams, it is important to remember that they are not always clear or comforting. Sometimes the appearance of a loved one in a dream can be unsettling or even painful. It may stir within us unresolved grief or bring to the surface feelings we have long buried. Yet even in such dreams, there may be a gift, a call to process the emotions we have not yet fully faced, a gentle invitation to find closure, or perhaps to forget. Dreams, after all, have a way of speaking to us in the language of the soul, and though that language is often cryptic, it carries truths that our waking minds may not yet be ready to hear. In a world that often sees death as a finality, it is comforting to consider that our connections with those who have passed may not be severed as completely as we think. Rather, they may exist in a different form, one that we can tap into when we are ready. When we dream of the departed, it might not be an accident, but a reminder of the enduring nature of love and the deep mysteries of the soul. Through these dreams, we might come to realize that death is not something to fear, but a doorway to something greater, a part of the eternal story that continues even when we cannot see it. And perhaps this is the greatest gift of such dreams, that they allow us to confront the idea of death not as an absolute end, but as a passage into something beyond our understanding. And in that, we may find peace, knowing that love, memory, and the spirit of those who have passed are with us still, ever present in the spaces between sleep and wakefulness, ever reminding us that we are part of something greater than ourselves. Death, in its profound mystery, is often perceived as an absolute end, the closing of a chapter, the extinguishing of a life. But if we allow ourselves to look beyond the surface, we may come to understand that death is not so much a termination as it is a transition, a passage into something that transcends our current understanding of existence. We tend to think of the world in terms of absolutes, beginning and end, life and death, as though they are opposing forces, but perhaps the truth is more fluid and intertwined than we realize. Could it be that death is not the end of the story, but a moment of transformation, a shift from one state of being to another, much like a river flowing into the ocean? When we dream of those who have passed, it can feel as though the boundaries of time and space have been briefly lifted. In those moments, we experience something akin to the living presence of someone we once knew. It's as if they have not vanished, but have simply moved into another realm, one that exists parallel to ours. The appearance of the deceased in our dreams might not merely be a reflection of our memories, but a glimpse into a different layer of existence, where the departed continue to reside, though we can no longer see them with our physical eyes. Perhaps what we call death is not truly an ending, but a transition from one form of existence to another. The soul or the spirit may not be bound by the same limitations that govern the body. While the body decays and returns to the earth, the essence of a person, what makes them uniquely them, might continue its journey in a different way, moving through a realm that we can only barely comprehend. It is in our dreams that we might momentarily touch upon that other realm, sensing the presence of those who have gone before us, not in the physical form we once knew, but in a form that is beyond the physical world. This notion challenges our conventional understanding of death. We often see it as a dividing line, a barrier that separates the living from the dead. But what if that line is not as distinct as we think? What if instead of an impenetrable wall, death is simply a passage, one that the soul moves through in its journey towards something greater? In that case, the departed are not truly gone from us. They may have shed the frailties of their earthly bodies, but their essence, who they were, what they stood for, the love they shared, remains, continuing in some form that we are not yet equipped to understand. In this view, death becomes less a tragedy and more a natural progression. Rather than fearing the separation it brings, we might begin to see it as a necessary part of the grander tapestry of existence. The souls of those we have loved and lost are not erased or diminished by death, but are perhaps simply moving on to a different chapter of their journey. And in that journey, they might still be present, watching over us, guiding us, or simply remaining in our hearts, where they will continue to shape who we are. When we dream of them, it may be that we are not just mourning their absence, but are connecting with them in a way that transcends our understanding of life and death. Thus, we are invited to reconsider our perceptions of death. If we can view it not as an absolute end, but as a passage from one form of existence to another, we may find a deeper sense of peace. We may come to realize that those we love are never truly lost to us. They are simply moving onward, continuing their journey in ways we cannot yet see. The connection we share with them, rooted in love and memory, remains, perhaps for a time even closer than we can imagine. Love, in its most profound form, is not confined to the physical world or bound by the limitations of time and space. It is a force that transcends the boundaries of our earthly existence, reaching beyond what we can fully understand or explain. When we experience the loss of someone we love, it often feels as though an irreplaceable part of our world has disappeared. But in truth, love itself does not vanish with the physical body. Instead, it continues like an invisible thread, connecting us to those who have passed and binding us to something far greater than we can see. When we dream of a loved one who has passed away, it is not simply a fleeting recollection of who they were. It is as though their love and presence are still with us, not in the form we once knew, but in a way that transcends the physical. The very act of dreaming of someone we've lost suggests that love is not bound by the limitations of the material world. It lingers in the heart, in our memories, in the subtle spaces of our souls. It persists, gently reminding us that the connection we share with those we have lost is not severed by death. This continuation of love can be seen in the way we carry the influence of those who have passed in our daily lives. The wisdom, kindness, and lessons they imparted live on in our actions, in the choices we make, and in the way we interact with others. Even though their physical presence is no longer with us, they continue to shape who we are, guiding us through the experiences and challenges of life. Their love endures, not because they are physically here, but because it has become an integral part of who we are. The idea that love transcends death is not just a comforting thought, but a profound truth that underlies the very essence of our relationships. When we love someone, we do not simply love their physical body or their external traits. We love their essence, the unique way in which they see the world, the depth of their character, the beauty of their soul. And that essence does not vanish when the body dies. It may shift or transform, but it does not disappear. In this way, love continues in a realm beyond the physical, unbroken by the boundaries of life and death. The continuing presence of love after a loved one has passed can also be felt in moments of quiet reflection, sometimes in the stillness of our thoughts or in the quiet moments of life. We feel the presence of those we have lost. It's as if their love still surrounds us, offering comfort and support, even though we can no longer speak to them or see them. This sense of connection is not simply a mental construct or wishful thinking. It is a reminder that love is not something that exists solely in the tangible world, but is part of something much larger, something eternal. Through love, we remain connected to those who have gone before us, continuing to share in their lives, their spirit, and their love long after they have passed. The connection we feel with those we love, even after death, speaks to the enduring nature of the soul. It suggests that love is not a finite resource that can be exhausted or lost. Instead, it is a force that grows, expands, and adapts as it moves through time. Even though the physical presence of our loved ones is no longer with us, their love remains, a quiet, constant force that continues to shape our lives in ways we may not fully understand, but can feel in the depths of our being. In the end, love is the bond that ties us to one another, not just in life, but beyond it. It is the bridge that spans the gap between the living and the dead, offering us a sense of continuity, connection, and peace. Through our dreams, our memories, and the way we live our lives, the love of those who have passed continues to guide us, to nurture us, and to remind us that we are never truly alone. The love we share with others is eternal, an unbroken thread that will always connect us to those we hold dear, no matter where they are in the great mystery of existence. Dreams, as elusive and enigmatic as they may be, have long been regarded as more than just a product of the mind's nightly wanderings. They are windows into the deeper recesses of our souls, the subconscious offering a space where thoughts, memories, and emotions can manifest in ways we cannot fully control or comprehend. Among the many ways in which dreams can speak to us, one of the most profound is their ability to act as a medium for lessons and reflection, particularly when it comes to those we have lost. These dreams are not simply echoes of the past or fleeting glimpses of old memories. They are a way in which the departed can continue to guide, teach, and offer us insight, often when we need it the most. When we dream of someone who has passed away, it may not be a simple replay of their image or voice, but rather a deeper encounter, one where the essence of the person returns to offer us something we may not have been able to grasp in life. It may be a lesson they wished they had imparted before their death, or a reflection of the wisdom they gained during their lifetime that we were not yet ready to receive. In this way, dreams serve as a bridge between the living and the dead, not just for the purpose of comforting us, but also to challenge us to grow in ways that transcend our earthly limitations. These dreams can provide clarity in moments of confusion, when we are grappling with difficult decisions or feeling lost in life. The appearance of a loved one in a dream can offer guidance, often in subtle yet profound ways. Perhaps they share a piece of advice they once gave us in life, or they may simply appear to remind us of a core value or principle they held dear. In these dreams, we are not merely reliving memories, we are being invited to reflect on their lives, their choices, and how those might serve as a compass for our own path. In this sense, the departed continue to teach us, not in the physical realm, but in the realm of dreams, where lessons are often clothed in symbolism and emotion rather than direct instruction. The very nature of dreams allows them to speak to us on a deeper level than our waking consciousness might allow. Dreams bypass the filters and distractions of the conscious mind, allowing for a more direct communication with the unconscious, where all manner of thoughts, fears, and unresolved emotions reside. It is in this space that the departed can address aspects of ourselves we may not have fully acknowledged or understood. A dream of a loved one may bring forth a forgotten truth, or shine a light on an area of our lives that we have been avoiding. In this way, their presence in our dreams can be a mirror, reflecting our own struggles, desires, and emotions, and offering us the opportunity to engage with them in a way that leads to healing and growth. Sometimes these dreams can be an invitation to confront unfinished business. If there were words left unsaid, or if there is a lingering sense of regret or guilt after a loved one's passing, the dream can become a space for reconciliation. In the dream world, there is no physical barrier to communication. In a dream, we may be able to speak freely to the person we've lost, to ask the questions we never thought to ask, or express feelings we never had the chance to voice. These dreams are not only a chance for reflection, but also an opportunity for closure, an opportunity to heal wounds that time has not yet fully addressed. What's more, dreams allow us to reconnect with the essence of the person we've lost in ways that might feel more authentic than mere memory. In life, our interactions with others are shaped by our physical limitations, the passage of time, the distance between us, the inevitable changes that occur over years. But in dreams, these limitations dissolve. We encounter the departed not as they were in their final days, but in the wholeness of who they were in life, in the wholeness of their being. In this way, dreams offer us a chance to reflect on the depth of our relationship with them, on the impact they had on us, and on the lessons they left behind. In the most profound sense, dreams offer us the chance to learn and grow through the continued presence of those we have lost. These dreams are not just echoes of grief or nostalgia. They are powerful vehicles of transformation, guiding us to reflect on the parts of ourselves that still bear the imprint of those who have passed. Through them, we are reminded that the lessons our loved ones imparted to us in life do not vanish when they are gone. Instead, they continue to resonate with us, providing us with the wisdom we need to navigate the challenges of life, even when the source of that wisdom is no longer physically present. Dreams, in their mysterious and often perplexing nature, can offer more than just an escape from reality or a nightly adventure in our subconscious. They have the profound ability to act as a source of healing, particularly when it comes to dealing with the grief and loss of a loved one. In the quiet hours of the night, when our minds are unburdened by the demands of the day Our dreams open up a space where we can confront our emotions, process our pain, and find solace. Dreams, in their subtle yet powerful way, can help us navigate the complexities of sorrow and offer comfort that our waking hours may not be able to provide. When we lose someone we love, the grief can be overwhelming, a presence that lingers long after the funeral and the condolences have faded. The heartache is not something that can be easily fixed, and often it feels as though the world has changed forever. But dreams offer a unique way for us to reconnect with those we've lost, not in the physical sense, but in a deeper, more emotional way. When a loved one appears in our dreams, it is often as though they are still with us, alive and well, offering us comfort and presence in a way that our conscious minds cannot manage. It is as if death itself has not broken the bond we shared, but instead transformed it into something that endures beyond the confines of the physical world. In many cases, these dreams can provide an avenue for closure. Grief is complicated, and often there are words left unsaid or emotions left unexpressed. Perhaps we never had the chance to say goodbye, or perhaps there was something unresolved between us and the person we've lost. Dreams can give us the opportunity to face these unfinished emotions. In the realm of sleep, we are not bound by the limitations of time and space, and thus we can speak freely to the departed, asking the questions we never thought to ask, expressing the feelings we never had the chance to voice. These conversations may not always be literal, but they can bring a deep sense of emotional resolution, helping us to release the weight of regret or sorrow that may have clung to us after their passing. Moreover, dreams can offer us a profound sense of reassurance. In the waking world, we may struggle with the belief that our loved ones are truly gone, that their absence is final and unchangeable. But in a dream, it is often as though we are reminded that love does not end with death. The person we have lost may appear in their most vibrant form, reminding us that they still exist in some way, still part of the fabric of our lives, even though we can no longer see them. This sense of presence can be deeply comforting, as it helps to bridge the gap between life and death, providing us with the solace that our loved ones are not lost, but merely in another place, one that we can access through dreams. At times, dreams also offer us guidance during the most difficult moments of our grief. The absence of a loved one can leave us feeling uncertain, questioning how we are supposed to move forward in the world without their presence. In such moments, a dream may serve as a subtle reminder of the values and wisdom that person imparted to us while they were alive. Perhaps we dream of them offering us advice, or simply showing us that they are proud of the path we are taking. Even in death, they may still be there, guiding us from the other side, encouraging us to continue living in a way that honors their memory. This kind of dream can be a source of immense comfort, as it helps us find direction and hope in the midst of grief. The idea of the eternal nature of the soul and spirit is one that stretches beyond the limitations of earthly existence, offering a sense of continuity and purpose that persists even in the face of death. When we contemplate the nature of our existence, it often feels as though the body is the defining element of who we are. Yet, if we look more deeply, we begin to realize that our physical selves are only a temporary vessel, a vehicle through which the true essence of who we are, the soul or spirit, expresses itself. This essence, this core of our being, is not bound by the confines of time, space, or the frailties of the physical world. It is eternal, unchanging, and impervious to the finality that death seems to impose upon us. The notion that the soul lives on after the death of the body is a comforting one, and it offers a profound sense of continuity for those who mourn the loss of loved ones. We may bury the physical body in the earth, but the soul, which transcends the material, remains. The spirit does not die with the cessation of the heartbeat or the stillness of the body. Instead, it continues on its journey in a realm beyond our comprehension, perhaps growing, evolving, or moving through different planes of existence. It is this understanding that allows us to view death not as the end of everything, but as a transition, a transformation into another stage of the soul's eternal journey. In many ways, the eternal nature of the soul and spirit is woven into the fabric of human experience. Our most profound connections with others are often rooted not in physical proximity, but in the soul's ability to bond, to love, and to communicate on a deeper, unseen level. It is through this connection that we experience a sense of belonging and unity that goes beyond the material world. Even when we are separated from loved ones by distance or death, we may still sense their presence, their essence continuing to impact our lives in ways we cannot always explain. The love we share with them is not limited to the physical realm, but flows from a deeper, eternal source, one that persists even after they have left this world. Dreams in particular serve as one of the most powerful ways in which the eternal nature of the soul and spirit makes itself known to us. In our dreams, we often encounter those who have passed away, and these encounters are not mere figments of our imagination or memory. Instead, they represent a connection to the eternal nature of the soul, a glimpse into a realm where the essence of our loved ones continues to exist and interact with us. These dreams offer a sense of reassurance, reminding us that our loved ones have not truly departed, but have simply moved into another state of being, a state where their souls continue to exist in some form, perhaps offering wisdom, comfort, or love. The eternal soul is not bound by the same rules of time that govern our physical existence. Where we see linear progression, birth, life, and death, the soul is not confined by such boundaries. It exists outside of time, continuously evolving and growing in a way that is difficult for us to understand with our finite minds. Death, in this context, becomes not something to fear, but a natural part of the soul's progression, a step forward into an eternal journey that continues far beyond the limitations of the physical body. Moreover, the eternal nature of the soul can provide a sense of peace for those who grieve. The idea that the essence of a person is not truly lost, but merely transformed into another state of existence, can offer comfort in the face of loss. While we may no longer be able to speak with the departed or feel their physical presence, their soul endures, continuing its journey, perhaps even watching over us in ways we do not fully understand. The love that connected us in life is not broken, but rather it is deepened by the awareness that our souls are part of something greater, something timeless. It is this understanding that offers solace in times of sorrow. Death may separate us from the physical presence of our loved ones, but it does not sever the bond of the soul. That bond remains, unbroken and eternal, existing in a realm where time and space are no longer relevant. In this sense, we can come to accept that while our loved ones may no longer walk with us in the physical world, their spirits continue to accompany us in ways we cannot see or measure. Their love, their wisdom, and their presence remain a part of our lives, subtly guiding us, comforting us, and reminding us of the deep, eternal connection we share. The eternal nature of the soul and spirit also calls us to reflect on our own existence. If we are part of an eternal journey, then our lives take on a deeper meaning and purpose. We are not merely transient beings passing through time, but souls on a continuous path of growth, learning, and transformation. This awareness can change the way we approach life and death, prompting us to live with a greater sense of purpose, kindness, and reverence for the sacredness of existence. It invites us to look beyond the physical world and to recognize the deeper, spiritual truths that underlie all that we experience. In the end, the eternal nature of the soul and spirit reminds us that death is not the end, but rather a part of a greater, ongoing journey. The essence of who we are, our very souls, continue to evolve and exist beyond the limitations of this life. This understanding brings us comfort, peace, and a renewed sense of connection with those we have loved and lost, as well as with the eternal journey that awaits us all.